Lots of us know that the moon does not emit any light, but we can still see it during majority of its phases. Why? Turn to the person next to you and come up with one or two ideas about how you think the moon shines so brightly. Now, think about why we see anything. Why do we see a road or a pen or a friend? If an object does not emit its own light, it must reflect light in order to be seen. Most objects don't emit their own light, like the walls around you. They are reflecting light from the ceiling lights overhead. They don't have their own light source. Reflection involves two rays, an incoming, or also known as incident ray, and an outgoing ray, also known as a reflected ray. The brightness of light can mean different things. The amount of light coming from a light source is luminous flux, or lumens, like the light you can see from the torch. There is also the amount of light falling on a surface. It's illuminating, illuminance, like the light you can see from the torch on the wall. The further a surface is from a light source, the less light that falls on the surface, and the darker a surface is, or the less light it reflects. Let's think about what type of brightness the moon is demonstrating. Luminous flux, amount of light from a light source, or illuminance, amount of light falling on a surface. Now let's think about light reflecting off a mirror. We can see the light travel, and then when it hits the mirror, it jumps back into our eyes. Think about the surface of the moon. If we were walking on it, it would probably look quite grey, and we know from astronauts it is also quite bumpy with lots of craters and high peaks. It's not a great reflective surface. Think about the light that is shining on the moon. The moon is always moving around the Earth. We call this orbiting the Earth. No matter where the moon is in its orbit, half of it is always lit up by the sun. The moon is like a really bad mirror. It reflects only 12% of the light from the sun that shines on it. And not only is the moon bad at reflecting, but the amount of light we see on the moon depends on its orbit around the Earth. If we imagine that the lamp is the sun, the mandarin on the stick is the moon, and the perception we are seeing it from makes us Earth, as the light falls on the mandarin, we can see it is lit up. It is not acting like a mirror and reflecting the light straight back in our eyes, but it is clearly reflecting light so that we can see it. As the mandarin rotates on its orbit, a shadow is being cast because the light cannot reach that part of the mandarin. The light is no longer reflecting, and this is how we have phases of the moon. The important concept to remember is that when shadows are cast, no light is being illuminated onto the mandarin, and so it is in darkness. The moon is an illuminant. It has light falling on its surface, and at different parts of the month, we see more parts of that light being reflected from the sun.